Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Hammer Podcast. Today is February 20th, 2021, and we're doing another talk session, Ep.2, if you want to call it that. We have Colton, Jesse, and Bailey with us today. And, yeah. For everybody out there who's watching, if you would like to support the channel, please subscribe to it. We also have a PayPal link if you want to do a little donating. I don't mind. So we're going to start with Bailey. Bailey, go ahead and start. Just let us know, why you went there and your experience there. Go right ahead.
All right. So, my name's Bailey Lanfear, obviously. I got sent to Agape April 2008 and left about the late 2014 era. I got sent to Agape at the age of 12. Just troubled kid, into mischievous stuff, tedious.
Like what, talking back?
Yeah, exactly. Stealing from my parents. I was adopted. Nothing. I never got in trouble with the law. I never, smoked weed or nothing like that. Didn't know drugs. It was more or less maybe
so
trying
just
to
a
send me there to
normal boy.
Yeah, I was a troubled little kid, in and out of the foster care system, So when I got sent to Agape, my parents intended me to get better, learn. I'm not, exactly too sure. They wanted me to be a better man, I would assume. But my experiences there were far from what I would expect a 12-year-old kid to go through on arrival. Hands down. I could tell you about countless times of just, when honestly my first week there, it was Brother Brian's end of his station, like he was leaving or whatever, and everyone there warned me about him. I never honestly got to.
Oh, I think he just hung up on himself.
That's okay. He'll come back on.
I remember when Bailey got there, bro. He was so tiny.
Was he?
He
was a little tiny kid, man. Squeaky voice, little pimples on his face, short.
Yeah, he was.
Freckles.
He was a clown though, man. He'd always.
Yeah, he was hella funny, man.
Yep. Yeah. That kid's crazy, man. Should we text? Hey, you should probably text him. Let him know he hung up on himself, Jesse.
Yeah. So, Colton, while we're trying to get Bailey back, how did everything go in Missouri?
Man, it went pretty good. It was kind of a last-minute flight for me. But, I had to go there looking pretty fly. I had to represent us. But, no, it went good. We had a bunch of people from different schools. I think there was like 8 or 9 of them. We had a parent show up. Of course, the legislators were on board. By the end of it, they were all in tears and apologized to some of those other people. I was gone by that time, but
I saw the last part of it. One of the representatives was saying, "This is disgusting. If you all knew about it, shame on you," or something like that. I mean,
oh yeah,
and who's to say that they didn't know about it? I'm sure they did, but who knows? Maybe, this is just my opinion. Maybe
with as big as Agape is,
maybe Agape was bribing him. Who knows? You never know.
Oh, I'm sure of it. They used to send the cream of the crop up there to sing in front of them, so I know they was probably getting a handout. I don't know.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
It's just an assumption.
Yep.
But
he said it kicked him off, so he's going to get back on.
Okay.
I told him.
He must have touched something because I didn't touch anything.
He said,
but it went good, I think.
Yeah.
It should just be able to press the link. But it went good, man. So I think they're fine tuning some words, cleaning up some wording, from what I understand, and then should take a vote on it in a couple weeks or however long that process is, which will be good.
Well,
So.
it's not shutting them down, but it's a start. It's a start. It's
Oh
start.
yeah,
It's
it's
gonna
a
make
start.
them. It's gonna make them accountable. You know what I mean, for their actions.
Yep.
So what's it? 3 strike and
Yeah,
you're
it's
out or
crazy.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm hoping with some other things we have going on, the 3 strikes will come quick.
Yeah.
So
Well,
got
the
a
way
lawyer
they
and stuff.
operate.
Matt, Jesse.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You ever think that I was gonna be leading this charge, bro?
No, I love
Crazy,
it, bro. That shit's dope. You and
It's like a
Amanda,
big-
that's dope.
It's like a
There we go.
that's crazy.
Oh fuck! Thank God.
I like.
Oh, welcome back.
Hey,
I
I
like.
Welcome back.
I like what they called you
Never
there,
mind, I
Colton.
got it.
They called you the golden. What is it? The golden boy of Agape.
I wasn't a golden boy in the program, that's for sure.
I made it.
Oh.
All right. Okay.
All right, continue.
So go ahead
Continue
and
on, Mr. Bailey.
continue, Bailey.
My bad. Yeah, I don't know what that was about. So
All right.
I came into Agape, honestly, a young kid, 12, right? Scared as could be. I'm from Washington State.
Scared as fuck. Go ahead. You can say it.
Yeah,
Express
scared
yourself,
as
man.
fuck, you know.
Express yourself.
Yes. All right. Scared as fuck.
We're not Christians here. Go ahead.
I'm from Washington State, so Missouri's a long fucking ways away.
Gotcha.
Especially for a 12-year-old kid, always getting bounced around, home to home. Just something, scary as hell. So my first experience, there was hoping to, for it to be good and better, but to my surprise, it was not. I can't thank, honestly, my first, God, I'm stuttering. But Colton over there, I spent a lot of time with him through the program as a great. He was there at the boarding school that they did call him the Golden Boy, but he more or less not as a student, because he stuck up for everybody there as a student. None of the staff appreciated him because he was the spokesman for us. He would put his neck out there. He spent the time, in Browntown, getting just straight peanut butter, eating peanut butter for a week, peanut butter and water, getting your face bounced against the wall, like it's honestly, he was a hero for all of us. But to keep going, I feel like that school really, to the parents that send their kids there, I feel like it's a persona they put off for good intentions, but they have no good intentions for any kids there. It's not any a sense to where they're helping you out. Everything I learned from that school, I learned from the brothers there that I met, the family. It was no staff. I watched a kid by the name of Robert drink Germex, right? Drank Germex.
Ugh.
Stupid kid thing to do, Drank a little bit of Germex instead of getting medical attention. Like, you would think any school or help we would be, they deemed him as a threat. They took, 4 of their staff members, biggest staff members that they have. None of them are below 300 pounds, for very, they love to eat, do kratom and do steroids is, right up their alley is, literally all the stuff, it's something that they do. So they drag this 15-year-old boy down the stairs. They have a staff member per limb, leg, one on each arm, one each leg, and in the head. They use him as a sled and bounce him as his head's bouncing on the stairs. Now, take in mind, I'm a captain at the time. I was the youngest captain they ever made to be their pawn. I watched, I was their spokesperson. I talked to the state when the state came in for this specific scenario. I got squeezed burgers and Sonic as a reward, so I would tell them what they wanted to hear, so to speak. So Robert, who now has a medical problem on why he got, left Agape, he was started peeing blood for weeks and weeks and weeks after this encounter, after they literally beat the crap out of him over a scenario where he needed help. Like the kid did not need to be restrained, what they called it, quote unquote, take to the padded palace. he needed medical attention. And even as a captain, I felt I was trying to explain the situation to them, to the staff members, but to them it's a game. I feel like I don't know, I'm not really sure, but that was one of the encounters that first kind of woke me up there physically, that I seen that was just distraught. The kid, one of the few times too, you couldn't leave that school. Back in the day, you could do the worst thing. You could try to get kicked out of that school, and you would literally get pulled aside.
Yeah.
You would get pulled aside into a separate room and got the shit beat out of you. And then if you said anything, you got that same work. So it was literally, that place is run on fear.
Yeah.
It's not.
Hey, speaking of that,
Agape, Agape, God's love. No. It's run on fear. Fear. They put the fear into you. It's not. Yeah. It has nothing to do with care. There's no best interest in that. Not once while I was there that I feel safe with a staff member. I felt safe with the students that I lived with that were going through the same thing that I went through. There's no comfort there at all. It's sad, honestly.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, it's yeah. It sucks.
Did you ever get restrained, Bailey?
You know what, Colton? I never did. Not once while I was there. Because I was that kid. Anybody who went to the school with me knows I was the guy there that I felt like had a median between the staff and the students very well, because I behaved very well while I was there, because I saw what happened to the older kids. I saw that. I was so young when I went there. I saw that trying to stand up to them didn't work. They literally threatened. I remember being a kid, and one time I seen one of the staff members swing on a kid and literally go toe to toe with him, and the kid was whooping his ass, right? And another staff member blindside comes by and tackles him, and then they literally gang up on this kid and then beat the crap out of him. And then, that kind of started a riot, all of us seeing that happen, seeing somebody getting taken advantage of. Colton, I know you remember, going in after that.
Was that Johnson?
Yeah, yep. Yeah.
Over by the piano? I do remember that.
Yeah, I know you remember that.
You were there too, Sisk, I think.
Jesse was there.
Yeah,
Jesse was one of the guys too that would
did it
get
to
the
Jackson.
crap beat out of him, because he was one of the bigger guys.
But he straight body slammed him.
Yeah, he straight up.
Yep.
And then they tried to scare us, saying that if we touched a staff member, they would hit us with a terrorist, that it was considered terrorism.
Yep.
And so they were trying to strike
fear. First
fear.
time they did that.
They did that multiple times to us.
Multiple. And and then you become hopeless there, because you're like, no one's listening. You have kids like myself who was 12, easily manipulative. They put me high in the system right away, so it gave me an advantage, right? But me, I'm a people's person, and they took my brothers there helped me so much. So seeing that, and then after a while, my fall, like they kind of realized that, I guess, like, I don't know how to explain that part of it, but the staff members would play off each other's, I don't know,
emotions. Yeah,
exactly.
Yep.
Emotions. And so it would affect us too. And just constant. I don't know, like today, to this day, I struggle on what we call it, the outs, for being in there for so long, because being confined, and honestly, one thing about that school that I know that should just give a warning right away is what staff member do you know there that has stayed there? No staff member. They don't have any consistent staff members that stay there, because there's all misleading stuff. You got Brother Clydence, who was there, who has definitely spoke out against the school, who him and his wife are both, feel threatened because of what, the kind of power that they have over there, the Clemensons. And I can tell you students to this day that have gotten like paid off, so to speak. Mr. Phillips, who continues to like be a spokesperson for the school in order for them to make it look good. You know, ma'am, or Kathy likes to say that all of us that like to speak out against the school, it's because we're bitter and we can't be successful. But there's not one of us that holds on to the fact that each one of those staff members that live there now couldn't be successful without that school. It's literally a case to where I don't know. It's constant. I don't know. I guess I lost my train of thought, but
it's you said it's fear. That's how they keep you
it's
in line.
fear.
They keep you in line.
Right. And that's the main thing there. When you would see, when I would see all these kids get visits and stuff, the demeanor would change and it would be different. It would be way different. Honestly, the staff members would approach a different shit. I know.
Oh yeah, loving and caring.
Huh?
So they were loving and caring.
Loving and
when
caring, you know,
people
because I
showed up
never
for-
got visits. I never got visits or any of that type of thing until I graduated. My parents came to my graduation, but I never got visits. So I got to see that, to see when that time, you know, and I honestly liked kids getting visit time because it was different. The vibe was different around the school. Complete different. We had no one, honestly, I don't know if you probably heard about this rule, the no talking. We couldn't talk. They wouldn't let us talk.
The only three things we could possibly talking about is running away, abusing their wives,
Beating up staff.
There you go.
Right.
Yeah, like
Right. I don't know. And I don't know if you guys
and honestly, that's not what we would be talking about any of the times. Like, yeah, there were those few times where, yeah, me and Colton would try to incite
maybe
a
like
riot
1%.
But very rarely are we doing any of those three things. You know, we're fucking teenagers. We're talking about just random shit, freestyling, but you know, other shit.
Yeah.
Literally. So when
And the only time we did try to talk about a riot is when they were beating us up or beating other kids up. That's about the only time when we was try to incite a riot or mess with a staff member. So like the 98% of the time, it was probably football or. Well, would you pass your math test or some stupid shit like that?
Fun, right, man. We're fucking teenagers.
Yo, literally.
Yeah,
and
making the best of a shitty situation.
Exactly.
Yeah, another thing too, I think a lot of reasons why it's funny too, because I've known more people in my life that are dead that come from Agape than I do in my own personal life and real life, which I find very interesting because how much does that school really help kids? When that school takes you, the cult, I should call it, when it sucks you in and you're in that time zone, time stops. They don't teach you what happens out in the real world. They take you in there, try to suck your face in a Bible, tell you follow God and everything's going to be okay.
Yeah.
They don't tell you that when you come out, you know, you got taxes to
that
do.
you can be successful if you don't fucking believe the way that they believe. You know, they don't teach you that.
They don't teach you
exactly.
that. It's also for me when it was kind of put me in a state. You can't talk to girls there. It's an all guys boarding school. I get that, but for us to even to associate with like the opposite gender, to look at them like the Refuge of Grace girls, like if we were to look at them, we get in trouble. We get put on a table where we would have to look down, and if we looked up, we had to do push-ups. We couldn't talk, so we were sitting there for hours, you know, with your head down, your neck freaking hurts, you know, like all
hands on the table, flat.
You're looking over at a girl. When you have a staff member, right, who gets away with sleeping with multiple girls over there, consensual, but how does Agape can hide that? How does Agape hide that their staff can sleep with married staff, by the way, Christian staff, multiple children, sleep with teenage women in another school? How can they get away with that and sleep with that? But I'm getting put on the wall for looking at a girl.
Yeah.
You know, they don't. It's kind of interesting because I find a lot of the stuff they do over there to be their own. You know, and it's weird too. We'd have to clean up their Valentine's parties, and they would just leave all their crap everywhere, all their like.
Yeah, no respect. Like
slobs,
we're their fucking slaves.
Shit. Like we would
nothing.
Yeah.
Like
you know,
man,
coming from the Independent Fundamental Baptist Church, I've always found not all of them, but a lot of people that call themselves pastors or counselors or staff, they've always had that creepy vibe to them. They've had the what I call the rapey eyes. You know,
Yeah.
they always got that look, and it's
Yep.
yeah, and it's mostly. I mean, yeah, they sleep with a lot of the teenage girls, but most of the time, and of course, this is what they always preach against. They're always going after the boys.
The boys.
That's
There was
fucked up, man.
so
That's fucked up.
there was a little Guatemalan kid there for the longest time, right? Everybody knows Box, right? They preached against, like the homosexuality and stuff like that.
Right.
Was something that was very big to them, right? Well, if you were of that there at that school, not only did you get persecuted for that, it got looked the other way, which at the time, being we all were into it because that's what was pushed down our throats. So there was a case where I know to where there was Chris, a student,
just say you can't sugarcoat it. There ain't no sugarcoating this. I'm sorry.
Was having
let it out,
sexual relations, was sucking dick pretty much off staff members and students alike. This young kid, confused, and when someone tried to say something to him about it, not knowing, like when someone tried to say a third party or whatever, the staff member, along with the students and the staff that were high up in ranking, all got swept underneath the rug. All of it. A little kid, no one even knows where he went. He got shipped off. No one knows where he went. They shipped him probably who knows where. But they had that kid doing nasty stuff. A little kid. So they're
this kid got to Agape. He got to Agape when he was like 9, right? Something like that.
Yeah,
he was real young.
Terrible. Yeah, he was
easily manipulated because he wasn't the smartest kid.
Barely. Yeah, his English was broken too.
Yeah.
I don't even know how he got sent there, but he is mysteriously as he got there, he disappeared after all of that stuff got brought up. And I know because at the time, like I was a captain, and so like I knew what was going on. I would report it and hear it, and then it would just disappear. It'd be gone. And so it'd be kind of like, what the fuck, And I never talked to my parents, so me trying to tell my parents any of that kind of thing was never the case. So I was like, I don't know, the perfect kid. I felt like Agape to use through me, I really don't think anything of that is good of that school.
That's not the only situation.
Yeah.
I remember when I first got there, I just turned 13. I was in the Bucky Tucker dorm. It was a dorm full of little kids, and their buddies were older. The staff would sleep in the front. At night, you would have to wake up somebody to tell them that you had to go to the bathroom, and they would let you into the bathroom. They would kind of watch you while you use the bathroom. Well, I didn't know that. It's my first day there. I wake up at night, and I walk into the bathroom, and there's 4 people in there doing their thing, whatever. People getting fucked and sucked in the stall. I just close it, go in the other stall, take my shit, go back to sleep, whatever. I just leave it alone. I don't say nothing. And in the morning, I get called to Brother Blake's table, and he goes, hey, someone says that you and some guys were in the stall doing some homosexual activity. I look at him, and I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, I walked in on a couple people doing it, and I closed the curtain and went to take my shit and went back to bed. I said, I didn't want nothing to do with it. Well, I wasn't going to say who. I'm new here. I ain't trying to snitch on nobody, but these motherfuckers over here were doing it. And that just got swept under the rug. Fucking,
yeah. Well, the reason why a lot of these staff members, if they are allegedly raping these kids, the reason why they sweep it under the rug is because if it gets found out on the outside, they're going to be at the Gray Bar Hotel getting a good anal stretching from Bubba with the hairy back, with a sock in their mouth.
And that's why I was saying earlier that none of those staff members stick around. You got Julio there right now, who King Mr. Nut grab himself. Popping,
Hey, what about
grabbing kids' nuts.
You
Like-
said Lopez was sending dick pics to other staff or females too. You said.
Yeah. So yeah, literally. So a lot of the staff members there, I get, you know, obviously friends with some of the Refuge of Grace girls, you know, that went to the school kind of with us, sending us messages on how they're getting dick pictures from the Agape's cook, the cook. He was the cook.
You know what's crazy about that? So I'm down in Texas working, right? This was like 4 or 5 years ago. I'm down in Texas working. All of a sudden, I wake up to the Refuge of Grace girl sent me a message with Lopez's dick, and I'm like, "What the fuck?"
The fuck?
Hey, I said, "Why are you sending me this?" She's like, "You wouldn't give me money," so I extorted him. I was like, "Man, you gonna fuck around and get these chicks are savage, bro. You can't be doing that crazy."
Yeah, you can't.
Stuff.
No, not at all. Literally.
Well, I hope if
crazy, man.
I hope if he was doing that, hopefully, you know, it was, you know, I mean, because if it was like this, I mean, Jesus. I mean,
No,
It's a
he's a
disgrace
big boy
to the
too.
Mexican race,
well, that's
man.
good. Be proud of it, I guess.
No mames.
They had, homie had a baby carrot, bro. I don't know what was up.
No mames.
Nothing to be proud of, man. Nothing to be proud of.
Oh my
No,
God.
literally.
None to be
Yeah,
proud of, man.
it was a game. I remember being on work crew, and there was this one, I don't remember his name. Oh, Dudley. I remember his last. He was a student, Dudley. I know who'll remember. And Dudley, he's a big boy. I don't remember. He's like 6'4". I don't know. He was a big guy. During work crew, right? He was a yellow shirt, and they would split us all up. They would split us all up into groups and stuff because, you know, by our shirt color, whatever, and we'd be doing pointless work. Now, take in mind all the work from Agape, like the amphitheater, everything. That whole like compound was built by us students completely. We do not have any. I work at I make fucking soap for a living, and I worked there for 6 years, tiling, building houses for those staff that live there. They didn't pay. Clemenson paid for that, but we paid for all. We did all the labor. We get no credit for that in our lives. Like later on, like, you know what I mean. On our, none of that helped us. None of that. So I mean, that kind of put us. You know, that kind of it's a little kind of fucked. I feel like, you know, a little.
Oh, yeah, bro.
Labor wise,
They said we were lucky to get a meal, right?
And-
A place to sleep.
and so get this, Dudley, right, bigger guy. They expect him. You know, they were expecting him to do some more work. They would give us a certain amount of time out of the drinking hose, and they would only give this man like 5 seconds. He was a bigger
5
guy.
seconds,
Yeah, 5 seconds, and like, oh, you got to go, and it's Missouri heat, man. It's hot as balls out there. You know, human as fuck. We're kids. We're tired. You know, we're moving rocks, buckets of rocks, pointless shit. Half the buckets are heavier than most of us, like at least for my case. And this man passes out, hits the floor, lays there. They pour water on his face, tell his ass to get back up and keep working. Like literally, and I know he remembers that to this day. Like there was none of that. There was no slack. And guess what? He didn't get to go to the gym that day. He sat standing on the wall with his corner in the face standing up against the wall for the weekend because he failed to work or whatever, when this man probably did more work than half the kids there.
We don't get no medicine for the chiggers. You know, you'd be
picked
fucking
out. Yeah, if you were something like, if you were a bigger guy there or something, like, you got picked out and you got you got treated different scenarios. And if you were gay there, if you got your ass beat, you wouldn't get in trouble. Like, it was not like, it was literally, I don't know. It was literally, so inconsistent. And it's funny too, because that's why none of us live that Christian life. They think they live so good. Like, they're such a good example, but they don't fucking realize that we spend our whole lives watching them. Sitting there, watching them lie to us, give us beer, steroids, like stupid shit, tell us the stuff that they don't want us to do, and then do it. It just makes no sense. I don't know. It's just the biggest cult thing I've ever witnessed. I don't know how it could not be more. The money they get donations when each student's family pays abundant amount of money each month And what do the students get out of that? Maybe a
We don't
weekend.
get
The
shit.
staff
Hey, they're
get that
paying for us to
24/7.
go to school, and
Yeah,
half the
they get-
time I was
yeah,
being
literally.
punished. I'm working out.
We don't
I'm
reap
fucking,
our families and us. We don't reap any of that benefit from them. What they get, this is nothing. I to this day, I to this day have not figured out what I got from Agape.
Now I was reading Colton and Jesse. I was reading in the handbook. It's talking about. Of course, it says they don't do restraints, they don't do corporal punishment, but that's a lie. We all know that. But it also says that students get an account. There's an account for students, like $150 that the parents put the money in for them. Did you ever see any of that money?
no.
I never saw it.
Yeah.
I was never
I
really
didn't
on
know.
like good standing to see anything great. So the only time I got myself a Sunday is when I copped one. I went and stole one from the table.
Right.
That was the only time I got anything special. But
Sounds like downright theft to me.
yeah,
I think the only time I
It
got
is,
anything
man. So-
special was when they had that, I don't know how long. It was a run, some kind of not a marathon or nothing, but it was a long run. And I did it in my no shoes, and I got like third
always
place.
run around the baseball field.
Oh yeah, the walkathon.
Yeah, I remember.
walkathon.
I remember that.
Yeah.
That's because we were so fit, bro.
Yep.
All they
I
did
did
was
it in some
smoke the shit out of
Agape
you and I.
Airs, 13s, no fucking shoelaces.
right,
yeah.
I got third place in the Agape Airs. I was hell to juice. I wanted that milkshake so bad.
I know. I tried.
I didn't think they were going to give it to
explain
me, but they fucking gave it to me. They better have. I would have
Yeah,
got
they want-
restrained if they didn't, because they would have
Yeah.
to keep their fucking word.
Yeah. Hey, do you remember when you and I were doing laundry at Lopez and you had that Sonic drink and it was like being
Yeah.
a dick and like one of y'all can drink it, and so we both tried to drink it and almost started a fight between us
Yeah.
over a Sonic drink, man.
It's very rare to get shit
Oh,
like that.
I know they could.
That's just that we didn't get anything like that.
No, literally, like soap and shampoo is what we would play pool for. Like that was the cool things that we, the certain like different smell. I don't know. It was cheesy stuff, but it's funny.
Or
said
when
that,
you
Cole,
get a
'cause it was
nice
funny,
pair
like,
of shoes,
yeah, it
you
was
know what
funny.
I'm saying? You really take care of them, because that's all you got. And sometimes they'll just wake you up and you'll put your nice pair of shoes on thinking you're going to school. Well, now all of a sudden they got this work crew you got to go to. Hey, can I go change my shoes? I thought we were going to school. Nah, you got to go. Oh, these are my nice shoes. Oh, we don't care. We're going to fucking work. Oh, man, but they don't give a shit that you.
And we're gonna
those
go
lonely
move 3
fucking
truckloads of
pair.
drywall.
It's only gonna
Yeah.
take fucking 10 minutes to go change my fucking shoes. You could just let me. No, they don't give a shit. Fucking ruin my whole fucking outfit.
Bastards.
Straight up.
What were you saying, Bailey? What were you
And they
saying,
wonder
Bailey?
why I rebel.
I
Fuck
forgot.
them.
Hold on, let me think. I forgot.
Yeah,
Well,
that place is crazy, man. So, do you remember when Brian put us on no talking, Jesse? Right before they took us out and beat the crap out of us. So him and I
Yep.
were on no talking for like 18 months, almost 2 years, standing on the wall, just
On the wall,
Just
no
causing
talking,
mayhem.
no
And,
shoes.
wow.
yeah. So whenever he left, I think it was like into 08, beginning of 09, I was still on no talking, and I remember like hadn't seen this dude in like a week and a half, thinking like, well, he was the one that put me on no talking. He's the only one that can take me off. And nobody would take me off, so I just kind of ditched my wristband and joined normal society, But, man, it's crazy, dude. Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he beat the shit out of me and Colton.
But I was
Damn.
like, several times, dude.
Several times.
Yeah, I'd love
Like,
to see
literally stomped me out. A couple other staff
I,
members
I
too.
was
I swear my sternum cracked that night, bro. That night, you know what night I'm talking about. In the middle,
Me too.
in the
Do-
hallway,
that. Yep.
the tile, they all stomped me out, bro.
Yeah. Do you remember the next day? Yep, the next day where we're out in the front somewhere doing dumb shit. And I think we were in bathrobes. And I was like, bro, look at my fucking chest. Just bruised all the way down. And I remember asking, like, are you okay? Because I remember hearing it.
Yep.
Like,
Hey,
yeah,
and then
not even
I
fucking restrained.
remember.
It took out,
hey, I
took us out and
remember,
beat the shit out of us.
I remember we were supposed to be walking around in circles or something, and then one of the students just fucking came up and fucking hit me out of nowhere, and it was okay with all the other staff members. The other staff members didn't like do nothing. and I just grabbed my shit and got back up. No one did nothing. It was okay because he said, "Oh, I was looking at someone, and I was, you know what I'm saying? They okay shit like that. It's And if I was gonna do something, then they all would have just tackled my ass right there. Everybody, even
and they encouraged it.
They encouraged it.
Yeah, they encouraged it. So they encourage student-on-student violence. Yeah,
knock him out. If his chin leaves his chest, just knock him out.
Knock him out
because he's trying to do this, or this.
Yeah. So I remember one time we were in church. Do you remember DT?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we were in church when I jumped that pew and like beat the kid up.
Yeah.
So after all that happened, I sit back down like nothing's wrong. They escort both of us out and like we go down to where the learning center and those offices were down the stairs, that little like tile area. They're like, if he flinches, beat him up. I was like, I'm not beating him up. Like they wanted me to beat the crap out of DT right there just because he was causing problems. I'm like, I'm not beating this kid up.
That's how it was.
That's how it was there. I mean, I think they got off on it, to be honest.
Yeah, they would try to turn us against each other almost, like with petty things, like normal things that like are daily things to normal people, like Sonic, like a burger. It was like at the game to them. It was literally insane.
Put you in the freezer. I remember I'd get thrown in the freezer to fight people.
Oh, freezer, and nobody can hear you in the freezer.
Yep. Yeah. And you just fight them, and when you're done, you just walk away like nothing happened. It's whatever.
Yep.
Whether you got your ass beat or whether you won, you just don't even talk about it. It's whatever.
Literally.
I think they got the name wrong. It's not Agape Boys Ranch. It's Agape Gladiator School. That's what it is.
Yeah. Literally,
it seemed like it back then, bro.
Yeah.
It seemed like it literally. Back then.
I when I went into that school, I learned everything there. I literally learned everything.
You know what pisses me off? What pisses me off?
That's why I was a 3-timer.
What pisses me off?
I was a 2-timer, yeah, bro.
What pisses me off is the fact that these assholes will take credit for the success of some of these guys. I had a guy with Mark, the last podcast I did, bachelor's degree, successful. All of a sudden, we take credit. See what Agape Boy? No, sorry, it was his own determination. It was his own drive that did it.
Right, and that's what Right.
It wasn't Agape.
Agape tried to take credit for me.
Yep. Right.
Self-motivation.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. I seen. They're literally. It's so fake.
Yeah.
It's so fake. It's disgusting. None of us who went through it, and that's funny too, because when they see this and see that I'm in it, they're gonna be like, whoa, I didn't have it bad there. I didn't, but I watched all of them. I watched all of them just get tore up. It was not fair at all.
Right.
It really wasn't. It wasn't. No, none of us should have been able to have had to go through that without being heard, without being able to. I don't know. I know these guys will know this feeling, but not many people will know the feeling, of being completely discarded and put away in a hole, and just no one believe you, no one knows what you can, like, your voice doesn't matter, just you're there. You know what I mean? And
I got sent there by my adopted parents. I got adopted, and
there.
then I got sent, just like you. You were adopted, and you got sent there.
Me too.
And these motherfuckers didn't care about me. They just wanted to get rid of me. They didn't want a parent. I don't even know why they adopted me to begin with. Like,
yeah, me too.
That's what goes along with parenting. Shit, your kid's gonna rebel. You learn how to deal with it. You learn how to.
And Agape doesn't teach you how to be, if you know what I mean, like a family. You're not gonna go there as a kid and learn how to be a family member. That's not what that school is not.
No,
it's a front for that. You're not going to learn any family thing that way. You're going to go there and you're going to learn something worse. You're going to fucking be discarded. You're going to see something you don't want to see. You're going to have to do something you don't want to do, most likely. That's for sure.
And the thing is, what these staff idiots don't realize is the fact that you were kids, okay?
Exactly.
Young,
yes, sir.
Stupid, ignorant kids.
Right.
We all were. You know what I mean?
Right.
At that age. Yeah. Everybody was.
Right.
And, and obviously they don't read the Bible because, in the Bible it says, when I was a child, I spake as a child, I acted like a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. Come on, you learn, you grow up. You know, all the stuff you did as a kid, you don't do it no more because you realize, oh, maybe it wasn't a good idea. You know what I mean?
Right.
Exactly.
Right. Literally. And
Yeah, I mean,
like being goofy there was a thing too. I was a prankster. I loved to fuck around, and I got in trouble for that. I'm a kid. I literally got punished for that. I got punished.
I got
for being me.
5 on it.
Yeah, you're.
yeah.
I literally.
Oh yeah, let's go half on a sack.
Yeah. Literally.
I know that
I
song.
remember we
now
that song,
half
and
the
he used to
kids
walk
there-
around singing it. That shit was hella
Half
dope.
the kids there were like,
Yeah.
I got sent here because my mom caught me smoking weed or some shit. And now that everybody, this shit's legal now. Like, what do you? So
Yeah.
what's, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't get it.
Now we taught Bailey so much.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like I said, I've talked to people from all different schools, and most of them, about 95% of them, were affiliated somehow. Either they knew Lester Roloff or they were, familiar with his teachings.
Right.
And a lot of them, would speak against drinking and drugs and fornication and everything. And behind everybody's back, they're drinking, they're smoking, they're fucking each other. It's
Yeah.
And
you know what?
that's
I've
called
even
being
heard that
human.
They all swing there. Yeah, I heard all them staff members there swing anyways.
Who the hell is screwing that bearded lady? Who is swinging with that woman?
Scotty's.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Hey, some days I wouldn't want to eat my lunch if she was up there. I tell you what, I would.
Man.
Hey, she used to gross me out so much, man.
I used to.
She got more hair on her face than I do right now, bro. Man, I used to talk so much shit to them staff wives, but to the staff members anyway, all of them. But,
And you know that they would.
Yeah, it's like Bailey said.
The staff would parade their wives around you guys, knowing that you guys couldn't look at them or throbbing balls, as Jay
Julio.
Fraser would
Do you
say.
remember Christmas time with with Kazak's wife?
Yeah.
It was I think it was like 09, or kind of when he took over, or 08. His wife would like walk through the center, try and act all pretty and prissy.
She tried to give us push-ups and shit.
Yeah, well, she tried to give me push-ups one day, and I was like, "Who the fuck are you?" Literally is what I said. I was like, she's like 50, 50. I was like, "I'm not fucking doing your push-ups. You can't even fucking talk to me. Don't talk to me that way." I said, "Get the fuck out of here." And of course, she went and got Kazak, and they tried to bully me. Like I don't know what they thought they were going to do to me. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got restrained on Christmas Day that day because I ran my mouth to him, but I wasn't going to be a punk. Like.
Yeah, and the restraining that was so bullshit. I've seen, because the captains would like watch the exits, right? Like when we'd be traveling throughout the building, like going from place to place to place. And if something would happen, it was really up to the captain or the staff member to, break it up or watch it out. But countless times you would, be pushed off, like myself, and be like, "Oh, go ahead, don't." And then the student would be fucked up, and it'd be like Colton or Jesse. It'd be one of the ones that would say something when we were getting taken advantage or we felt like it. Like it was literally, I don't know, it was sick.
I was watching Mark's podcast the other day, and he was talking about Hoke. Yeah, he really did get pulled in there, and when he came out, his face did look like a cheese grater.
Yeah.
And same for Sammy.
The carpet
he
on
also
the side
had
of the gym.
Sammy's collarbone got broke.
Sammy Gulick was like that.
Yep, Gulick, he couldn't button his top button. His hands wouldn't work.
Couldn't even move his hands. Couldn't even walk. Yeah.
None of that.
Yep.
Yeah, and then
man.
That's crazy. Yeah, and then Marshall's kidneys. Yeah,
and the thing is,
I always tell people that talk about Agape how bad it is. That like 06 to 09 was like a war zone, or 2010 was like a war zone between us. I mean, it was literally like students versus staff. Like we couldn't turn our backs because the staff member was going to come fuck us up from behind or smash our head into the wall, literally. And vice versa, right? Like give us a chance. We was going to come out of staff member,
We started getting some kids in that were big, and
Yeah,
they
that's
lost,
why they
lost the fear.
They put me in the front of the dorm because they found out that I was gonna take the lid off of the toilet seat and smack that staff in the face with it at nighttime, and I couldn't use the bathroom anymore. I couldn't get off my bed once I got on it. I had to pee. Oh yeah, someone was saying we had to pee in bags.
Yeah, I mean, I remember that.
Yeah, we had to pee in bags, and they had to have someone take them out for punishment.
Take it to the ticket. Yep. Yeah, I mean that happened. Dude, so much happened.
Or I remember one time. I know you guys weren't there for this, but so when kids would run, right? It got to the point so they were like, "Just run, just let them run." Well, they would fucking just straight up run them over in their ATVs. They just fucking hit them. They literally just clip them. Kid, like I've seen it like countless times. Or they'd hop out. Julio would be in the back of one, and I've seen him jump out and literally like swan tackle him and then just beat the crap out of him just because after they were like, you know, convinced, because there was this thing called Browntown. I know you probably heard about Browntown.
Oh, yeah.
So they would take Browntown out, right? Browntown would be by themselves, and Browntown would have a Browntown captain, which was myself. It would switch between the head captain. It would just depend, and like two staff members. Well, we had brother Julio ran it, brother Wilson ran it, brother Charlie, but he was in the clouds fucking all the time. Mainly
Faulkner.
Yeah, brother Faulkner. He was.
Yeah. Okay.
He was something else. But those guys would feed you up. Browntown would be, you know, you get a spoonful of peanut butter and a cup of water at your mealtime, and then you're working out the rest of the day, 24/7. They roll out the wrestling mats, and you're going hand to hand with the staff members. Like literally, you'd have, you know what I mean. And then at that point, that's where Julio would like literally like reach between your legs and squeeze your ball or some nasty shit like that. If you're, you know, beating the crap, you know, if you ever got one on him or something, you know, just weird like staff member stuff. But the Browntown was worse because they were secluded. They were away from the student body, so there was this thing with the stairs, right? There was a staircase that was like four.
You had to run up them, up and
down.
Yes.
Well, there was, if you didn't hurry, right? If you weren't moving, everyone had to do more. Well, no one's trying to be there more, you know what I mean? So you got kids pushing other kids down the staircases, staff members laughing because they just watched the kid fall. But I mean, that's they're like concrete.
Or encouraging it.
Yeah, they're concrete stairs.
They would encourage the students. They would encourage the students to like
right
to get the like
remember,
to take out another kid.
Yeah, Jack. He was. Yeah, Jack was like. They thought he was gay too, but yeah, they would.
Just a clumsy little kid, overweight. He just couldn't do nothing, man. But man, they would encourage us to push him down the stairs for sure. Yeah, if he's not going fast enough, push him down the stairs. If he's not going fast enough up the stairs, drag his ass up. Just grab him by his shirt and drag him up the stairs. They'll get his ass to go. If we were doing the Indian runs outside, we would literally drag people to across the field, get them,
because we wanted to stop.
Run until you caught up to the end of the line, and then everyone else can go again, and then the front person has to go next. Well, this person would be going hella slow. All right, so-and-so, just go and push him till he gets to the back. Yeah, we would drag the people, literally.
Yeah, and we would run from like right after lunch until dinner time, and we wouldn't get any water in between that until we got there and had our.
Hey, remember when they would put the fire hoses down at one end of the football field, and we had to run and then take the hose all the way to the end and then run back with it?
Yep, I do remember that. Yeah, I don't even know how that place. This is crazy. Like looking back, you're just like,
hey, and
there's so much wrong.
I remember
with it.
I don't remember who all they picked, but I don't know, Colton, if you remember when that Mulch thing did go down and they had the investigation.
I think that was after I had.
Was that you? Was that after you? Well, yeah, they kept having people come and talk, and I remember that because they have this place called Squeeze In over there, and it was like the best burger place, and it was literally the only time I ate that shit for a week because they were literally, you know, like bribing. At the time, I didn't really think anything of it, and I loved it. Obviously, I was a kid, you know, like, but just telling them what they wanted to hear,
bro.
Yeah, literally, it's literally like it's
bribed.
It's literally. No doubt.
Bribery, man. Bribery.
Yeah. Like,
they know how the teenage brain works and shit. That's why That's why
know,
they
it's
run
tough.
those
It's hard
schools
to
from that
explain,
age
you
to
know?
that age. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
hard to explain because when you're in there and you're in everything Bob Barker, you're literally in that. You literally feel like you're in prison. Maglock doors, you know, Bob Barker, clear toothpaste.
You were
you
in
know,
prison.
you can feel everything through
It
your
was
shoes
worse. You
because
couldn't even talk
you know
to
what I
each
mean.
other.
Yeah, and you can't even
Fucking-
talk to each other. So it's like, and then they
Yep.
just they just push it on more and more.
It's amazing how this place has been under the radar for so many years. How the
I don't.
the
Yeah, I don't get
legislation,
it.
the representatives didn't do anything. I mean,
All you
it's-
gotta do is cut a check. Gotta cut a check when you got money like that.
They got money like that, and I know they'd be paying. I know because too many staff members
Bro,
leave there
when they
so
got
quickly.
$500,000 RV and a 10-car garage, bro, come on.
Yeah.
You know they got money. The staff members that are there, I've watched staff members leave, come back, leave, come back, leave, come back.
Yeah.
Like you can't fucking hold down a job or what?
No, that's what I'm saying. Cole. Yeah, like they'll all try to give us a hard time for trying to call the school out, but none of them have a career. None of them.
Hey, you know what? I was watching Amanda's live stream the other day, Miss Faye, and she was saying how she was trying to get a job on the outs, and Kathy
Wouldn't
wasn't
let her.
having it. She was saying Kathy said no, you have to work here. And Amanda was like, no, she needs to be able to support her family.
She won't make her own
they're
money.
not paying her husband enough. There's just so much that
Well,
yeah, it's all
they paid them.
It's all controlling.
They paid them poverty wages.
And if
so
Amanda didn't want to work there, she was gonna fire her husband and kick them out and make them homeless.
you want to talk? Looking back, bro, you want to talk about a narcissistic woman?
Yeah,
Man, straight up fits that boat, bro.
Yeah.
Like super toxic.
Yeah,
treated us like
what do you
shit.
like? You can't even call her Miss Clemenson. It's like disrespect to her. You have to call her ma'am. Like
Call her
everyone,
ma'am.
it doesn't
Yeah.
matter who the fuck you are. You call her ma'am. Otherwise, yeah.
what would have been really
Game over, boy.
what would have been really creepy is if you had to call Jim Daddy or something like that. That would have been creepy, man. Or Papa.
That shit would have never
so-
happened. I had issues calling them brother. So
Yeah, they meant.
so
Yeah.
Yeah.
fuck around. Like, nah, I call you daddy.
Maybe
Not a fucking chance, boy.
Maybe ma'am does. Oh daddy, probably. I don't know.
Maybe
Yeah.
fucking creep.
That's
Fucking creep.
It's so crazy because when you're in that school, you're like, oh, a man's coming through and this and that, and then 10 years later, you're like, this fucking woman was psychotic,
Oh, fuck
man.
that
She's a
bitch.
narcissistic asshole. Yeah, bro.
Bitch,
You're like, I would
Miss
never hang around a
Kathy.
woman like you. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I tend not to try to talk bad about certain people, or people in general, but fuck them, fuck them all,
yeah.
bunch of fucking assholes. We talk
Literally.
about how bad Brian was. Brian left in like 2008, and it got worse. Like Jackson, fucking trainer, all these other staff members got way worse than Brian. They picked up where
Right.
he left off.
Speaking of trainer,
Yeah. Man,
you know what's
I'm gonna
funny?
get mad, start fucking.
Hey Colton, remember how Frank built that house off of campus, right, and left? Like in Missouri
Yeah.
still. Do you remember that? Were you there for that?
Yeah.
You know how we built it, right? We pretty much built his house, his retirement house that he lives in now. And he just lives there. So we pretty much made this man's home. He doesn't, and it's not even on the property. He doesn't even live on the
We built the Agape.
Yeah, I just found that out that
I mean, we built.
yeah, and so he pretty much
Everything.
It's insane. We literally helped completely made people's lives out there.
So when I first, even Jesse, so when Jesse and I first got there, so when we were 12 and 13, before we left and came back, that school had no grass. It was all dirt. There was no new shower bay, new dorm, no nothing. The gym was concrete. The hallways were concrete, right? Open-ended. They weren't secluded.
And there was a hole in the wall in the gym still.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so over the
The
space
old
of our
dorms
time,
had
we
fucking
built the
holes
gym,
in them. They had the bunk beds
Bro,
with the put this
Fucking
squeaky
rats
springs
running
in them so
around.
you can hear when people are jacking off in the middle of the night.
Jacking
just,
off. Yeah, bro.
You
You
mind
walk-
your own
you walk
business.
through the
You just
shower
try
bay
to
and,
fall
like,
asleep
almost
first.
fall
Like,
through
you just...
Yeah,
hey,
bro.
Hey,
You be
remember?
walking
Hey,
through the
remember
shower
how
bay and almost
Graves?
fall through the floor, or like not the new shower, but the
Yep, the
old one,
holes in
bro.
the
Like,
wall.
or like this how shitty it was. We
Moldy
come
in the
in from like
fucking...
so Agape would freeze over. Yeah, Agape would freeze over right the roads, and these staff members are too fucking fat to walk to the fucking office 150 feet away. Them motherfuckers would have us out there in t-shirts or collared shirts and flathead shovels, fucking chipping ice for these fucking fat ass bitches to fucking drive their stupid ass 4-wheelers down there. And then, we're fucking freezing all day. Get to the shower bay to think we're going to take a hot shower. Fucking cold. Our shampoo is frozen. Fucking toothpaste is frozen. Like, man, that place just fucking pisses me off, boy.
I think it's so
Tell
unfair
you
how
what,
they can
man.
get away with that. It's a daycare compared to Banal, but I just it's so unfair. It's so unfair.
Yeah, and getting as much money as much money as they did from the parents. That place should have been immaculate. Should have been a palace.
Bro, they were making bank and they would run out of dinner. Or we would have to
Right.
eat salad because they ran out of fucking dinner. You know what I'm saying? Like,
We were the last priority for any of that. Those are all their accommodations were for them. Like there was nothing for the
they
students.
didn't give a shit about feeding the kids as long as
If
they
you
fed
really
their
want to
fucking
talk about
families.
it, they haven't their schooling. If you want to talk, they didn't better their schooling system. A lot of their curriculum isn't even transferable to actual high school credits. Kids would graduate there, come out, and that shit wouldn't even really mean anything. Like they're getting all this money and to buy them things and things that they, them Christians need. I guess them all them fucking toys and shit. But they can't better the education.
Them vacations they be taking.
Yeah, they can't better the things they're trying to help us kids, us boys become better men or whatever. Is that their goal?
Yeah.
They're not it's not
and then they have the audacity to fucking tell us behind their little preaching pulpit, oh, we're here because we love you. We could be doing better things. Well, go fucking do the better thing.
All of our
fucking,
shirts have
fucking
holes
liar.
in them. Yeah, our fucking
you can't tell
khakis
me
are
you're
thin.
450 pounds can go do something better. Your ass can't even walk up the fucking stairs. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't fucking tell me you're here to take care of us to get better our feature while you're putting my fucking head through a wall.
But I'll tell you one thing though.
Man, let me
and make us fix it. And then make us fix it.
and then make us fix. Man, let me be 16 again, dog. I promise you, I would fucking raise so much more hell in that school. And motherfuckers in the world would know who the fuck I was at 16 if I could go back 12 years and redo it. I would. Oh man, be a fucking dead body on my hands.
450-pound staff members. Obviously, they were eating well.
Oh fuck yeah! They double portions.
Yeah,
they
double
ate
portions
before
were all
us.
fucking.
They always
ate after
before
us.
Yeah, always ate before us. Got
got the best part. Yeah,
they ate good, bro.
I'll tell you one thing though. What the state and the Senate need to do, what the state representatives in the Senate need to do is look in their tax returns because they're 501c3, they're nonprofit. They should look in those tax returns and see what the hell they're spending their money on. Is what they should do.
That'd be
damn sure wasn't us. I remember the first time I got a new shirt there. It was a brown shirt, brand new out the box. That was the only time I got a new outfit.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. And that's
because we helped create the new brown shirt status. So
yeah.
If you think, all the stuff for us is the cheap end. Like all the clothes, all Bob Barker.
You remember that toothpaste, bro? That clear toothpaste?
Yeah.
Oof.
There was nothing for the boys at that school that they got on a daily that was accommodated out of the money that their parents spent for them to be there.
Yep. Hey, did you ever get that pair of shoes I sent you when I left?
Yeah.
Remember how you asked me, like, I need a pair of shoes? And I was like, whenever I make my first paycheck, I'll get you a pair.
Yep.
So you got them? That's good.
Yeah,
I sent him a pair of shoes.
Yep.
Yeah. That's probably your only new pair of shoes.
Were they size 15 with the shoelaces out?
Yeah.
Nah, they were so nice. They were some nice ones, bro.
Real one.
Yeah, and then they tell you to run 4 miles, and if you didn't finish, you didn't get to eat dinner.
Yep.
Real Christian love. Real Christian love. Right
Jesse,
there.
remember this? You remember when we would go into this thing called staff culture, right? And that was where, like, it already fucking sucked there, no matter what. But they were like, it can get worse than it is. And so they put us in staff culture and be like, all right, they'd have a staff member at each table, I'm like, all right, we're eating hot dogs tonight, but you guys are only eating coleslaw or whatever. Or they'd fucking load our plates up and give us 30 seconds to eat, and we'd be sitting there trying to eat, and they say dump your plates on the ground, and you'd have to dump your whole plate on the floor, and then be like, well, we're done eating. Put it back on your plate. We'll wrap it for the next morning. We'd eat the fucking food the next. Well, I did.
Yeah.
I threw that bitch in the trash, but. I mean, that's how it was there.
Pool area, everyone line up around the brick wall, and then they put one person out in front and fucking just start working us out again.
Yeah, literally.
Yep.
One.
The only workout so I didn't get the school very many punishments as a whole. Usually it was kind of myself. I was standing up, but you remember when we was gonna start that? There was that race war that was about to happen, and Kazak's like yelling like, "You could have hurt staff." He didn't give a shit about us. We had staff wives and staff kids here. You could have seriously hurt one of them. He's like yelling at us, and we were talking, and he stopped, and I fucking like shit my pants, like I farted. It was so loud,
in the gym.
bro.
Is that in the gym?
They took us to the gym, bro.
Yeah, that was in the gym.
So this was a grade A fart, bro. Like we had plastic picnic tables, so it fucking was long, loud, and you could tell we were trying not to laugh, right? So we're all trying not to laugh. We're trying to like keep it in because we knew like we're gonna get fucked up. So this is the only time I ever got the school of punishment as a whole. Eventually, we just die laughing. The whole student body, right? We fucking just die laughing. Staff members are fucking yelling at us. We end up in the gym, and they're trying to give us this stupid ass workout. And now I'm pissed. I'm like, God damn, I'm pissed because I got the school workout.
Later, he ends up storming in and working us out even harder, huh? Yeah.
Well, and then I refused. I was like, fuck that. I'm not doing this. Why punish all them? Because I fucking shit myself. As I punished me, and then they escorted all y'all out and fucking restrained me for like 6 hours on the gym floor. Because I just fought them, but that was probably the funniest, like, only time I ever got the school punishment.
You should have shit
because it was
some more.
like on point. Like it was like
should have shit some more.
Right?
Well, I just farted, but like it. Yeah, bro. Like it was like Kazak just stopped yelling at us. Boom, Colton let it out, bro. Oh man, that shit was so bad. But
now I have to ask.
Yeah.
Any good things about Agape?
The people I met.
Exactly.
Leaving.
As far as staff.
Agape.
As far as staff members.
Oh fuck no.
My
Exactly.
brothers.
Yeah. Well, yeah, your
man.
brothers.
They all guilty. They all guilty.
Yeah, they're all doing something. The one staff member I really liked was fucking a refuge Grace girl. So I didn't even know the man.
And Ingeman and Sam, good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Ingeman and Sam are probably the only two staff members that were real.
And they
Sam
left quick.
Take us out to
they
work
didn't
crews.
stick around that long, really.
Hey,
Yeah.
they teach you how to work and how to work right, like a man, like smart.
I remember.
Not...
I think I was like 16 and a half, 17. Ingeman took me and Spangler and a couple of other dudes. We did a bunch, like on his day off, he'd pull his mowing crew out, a couple of us. Yeah, and we'd go out to his yard and we'd build a barn, and him and his wife, Nancy, would cook up burgers for us. They treated us like family.
Yeah.
And I remember one time he had a bunch of like animals, like chickens and roosters and stuff. And he's like, "Hey, Cole, I need you to go in there and get my chicken, get the eggs." And I'm like, "Well, I'm not from a ranch, bro. I never lived on a farm. I don't know how to do this." And he's like, "Just go in there and reach in and get the eggs." And he's like, "Be careful though, because the rooster, they might attack you." I'm like, "I don't want to be attacked by a rooster. What the fuck am I supposed to do?" So I get in there and I'm trying to like avoid this rooster. I'm like, "Oh shit, okay, it's right there. I got my one eye on it, one eye on the eggs, looking like special ed." And all of a sudden the rooster disappears, and I'm like, and I'm in a cage, and I'm like, "Yo, I don't know where the rooster is!" Like yelling, like, "Somebody come help me!" Ingeman and his wife, and they're good people, right? This is gonna be a good story, and so next thing you know, like something like attacks my leg, and I'm like, "Oh shit, it's the rooster, man!" And I'm running in circles in this rooster pen, right? And this fucking thing's chasing me, and I'm fucking screaming. I'm like, "I don't know what to do." I'm trying to climb up the fence, but it had barbed wire up. So I was like, I'm fucked, man. I'm going to die today, I guess. And I'm like, "What do I do, brother Ingeman? What do I do?" He's like, "Just kick it. Just kick it." I'm like hard as shit or what? Like, I don't want to kill the animal. He's like, "Just kick it." So I remember like, fuck it, it's coming at me. I kicked that rooster. Well, I thought it was going to fly that way. No, that bitch flew straight up, looked me dead in the eyes, and I punched it in the chest as hard as I possibly could. And I remember like hitting that rooster as hard as I could. It just fell over. I was like, "I'm fucking out of here, man." I ran, and Ingeman's like, "I think you just killed my rooster." I said, he was trying to kill me. But anyway, that's what Ian, but later on he told me, he's like, all you had to do was walk towards the gate, open the gate, and get out.
Right.
Like, he ain't gonna hurt you. But I mean, Ian was like that all the time. He would treat us well, and then after that, we made burgers and hung out, watched the movie. But like, there's only a couple of those staff members that were actually quality people.
Yeah,
they would leave immediately.
Yeah, and they left. They were gone.
Yeah,
all the good ones left.
I could just picture that in slow motion when you kick the rooster up and it just looks right at your face.
It was slow motion. No, it was slow. I'm telling you, I thought I was kicking a field goal. I cocked my leg back and I kicked that thing as hard as I could, and it went straight up like this. I made eye contact with me and was like, "Bitch, I'm gonna fuck you up now." So I punched it, man. I just hit it. Yeah, it was slow motion in my head, bro. I was like, nah, I ain't fixing to go back to the school and tell them I got attacked by a chicken. Crazy. But yeah, I still laugh about that story. Now, anytime I go around roosters, I'm like, nah, I ain't fucking with that thing.
And like you said, I mean,
give me flashbacks.
All these staff members that were really trying to make a difference saw what was going on and just didn't stick around. It's like, I don't want to be part of this.
Left.
I don't want to be part of this. This is ridiculous.
Exactly.
The only thing I wish they would have done is called it in and stopped it. But we're all human. We all make mistakes. So.
Right. You can't fault them for that. I mean,
I can't be pissed off at everybody, especially no. Even though they treated me so well, like we'd go to recycling, Ingeman would buy us a Sonic drink, and we'd be watching movies the whole time we were recycling. So I mean, I couldn't be too mad about it.
You know what's
not reporting it, because
what's sad?
He still treated us good.
I was watching that Dateline link that you sent me, and he was saying, the commentator was saying that there's 21 other states that don't have these regulations. So let's say, hopefully soon, Agape gets shut down. What's going to happen? Are they just going to pack up and move to another state, go under a different name, and just continue the cycle all over again?
Probably.
I mean, what's going to stop
they did it
these
before.
people?
I think Agape is so sadistic. See, I think Agape is so sadistic, and like they think they're so powerful, they would get shut down in Missouri, go to a different state with the same name, not even change it. That's how I think they would do it, just to prove a point.
Arrogance, yeah. But it's sad.
Yep.
It's sad that
they got so much money, they probably got another place already in mind being built.
Oh, probably already. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And even at that school,
That's
I was,
crazy,
the whole time I was there, I maybe talked to Jim about 3 times.
I talked to him once. Well, quite a bit. I mean, everybody knew who I was. Yeah. You remember when Lopestein got beat up in the dorm?
Yeah.
I was like 17 and a half.
They thought that was you, didn't they?
Push-ups. They accused me of it, right? So I took the punishment. Yeah, and so during that, when I think me and a few others were talking, they just started hitting me with consequences, yelling at me for no reason, saying I knew about it. I was trying to incite a riot because of my past history. I'm like, I'm 17 and a half. I got the credit here now that if I wanted to incite a riot would have started. You know what I'm saying? I didn't do anything.
Remember?
And I remember were. Go ahead.
They had to. Who had you? Someone had you. I know it was a staff. They had you jump while you were sleeping because I was above you. Then you were my guide. Remember when you were sleeping and somebody tried to.
Yeah.
What was that?
It was a captain, you remember?
Yeah, it was a captain. That's what I thought. It was a red shirt. Yeah, it was a fucking captain. Tried to.
That was the last thing he remembered, though, bro.
Yeah, I know. I remember because that woke me up. His head hit the top of the bed. He would try to choke you, and you fucking hit him in the face, and his head hit the top. And that's what woke me up.
Bro, I just know he didn't. I don't know what his thinking behind that was. I don't know. I just know it didn't turn out the way he thought it was going to happen.
Yeah, no, that was during the riot times too. I remember.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and so when I went and talked to Clemson that day, they had put me in brown, they gave me all the punishments, and I was like, man, I didn't do nothing. Y'all punished me for no reason. I walked straight up to Mr. Clemson one morning, and I was yelling. I was like, yo, you letting them do this, blah, blah, blah. And, of course, 6 staff members followed suit and, slammed me and took me into the office and restrained me because I approached Mr. Clemson aggressive. And, man, they finished restraining. He was still sitting on that little chair he used to sit at. I walked right back to him and let him, continued, and they took me right back out. And it was just, man, that 6 month time frame, bro, was rough. Like, man.
Padded Palace, yeah. That's when they made 2. Remember, they only had 1, and then they made another one. They made Leo's office
downstairs?
into a Padded Palace. They literally made 2 of them. They made 2 Padded Palaces. They had
I don't even know why they
up,
called it padded. Should have just been like the carpeted room.
Yeah, no, the one, it was all just straight carpet.
The carpeted shit house.
Not even.
I don't even. You know what's crazy? I was only restrained in the restraint room where Padded Palace twice. Everywhere else was like the dining hall, the chapel, the rocks outside,
because
the gym,
they were
the
trying to
hallway,
make a scene out. Yeah, they were
and
trying to
use
make an
it for
example
what it
out
was
of
there
it.
for.
Do it in front of everybody with you.
Just make a point. Hey, if you act
Yeah.
like this is what the fuck's gonna happen to you.
Yeah,
So,
literally.
Yep.
Yep,
Yeah, I mean,
definitely.
I remember.
I was scared shitless. I never
when
Drag
Loki,
you around like a fucking rag
Yeah.
doll, basically.
Yeah, so so the same situation, I was put in Brown and stuff before they were like giving me all the punishments. Trainers like they put me on the talk and told me to strip down to my boxers because I couldn't be like had my shoes, my belt, nothing. And I'm like sitting on the talking and trainers like in my face yelling at me, like slapping the table and calling me a terrorist. You're trying to beat up staff, and I grabbed his face and I put it into the table. Bro, Jackson suplexed the fuck out of me, man. Like from behind, picked me up, and I think the no talking table. Yeah, the no talking table was in front of like how the tables were. So you had like Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, and there was only like maybe 6 feet between it. Well, he suplexed me into the table, bro. That front row of tables went into like the 3rd row. Man, that was not a good day. That day hurt.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
No.
yeah, that was just I can't believe it. Like there's so much I don't talk about, Jason. Like like I tell some of the stories, but like I don't have to talk about it. People already know what I went through.
Exactly.
There's no point to keep digging it up. But sometimes when I get going, bro, I be getting pissed off.
Yeah, you get into it. It brings it up. That's what it is for me too.
But it's also you have to understand, Colton, is for people that watch these podcasts that that probably didn't go to the school, but they just want to understand it. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know.
And the
I know they're
parents,
probably gonna be like, man, Colton's still a gangster.
and the parents as
talking
well.
all that shit.
There are parents that watch
Right.
this podcast.
Yeah.
So when they hear stuff like that,
Oh, they are, and man,
even though other Agape
Well, don't
students,
send them. Don't send them.
don't send them.
even though
10 years from now, you're gonna have your boy talking like me.
Right.
So don't do it.
yeah, God, we wouldn't want him to be, we wouldn't want him to be successful.
There's got to be somewhere better. I mean, I don't know. Maybe take some parenting.
Definitely not Agape.
Take some parenting classes
Bro,
or something. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Invest your money into
My
something
second
better.
time.
Fucking cool.
Yeah, my second time, I come from juvie, right down in El Paso. I went to the point, and they used to threaten us like we started a fight, and they'd be like, if you don't come here, you're gonna get sent to Agape, a juvenile detention center on the border of Mexico and Texas and New Mexico, like the Point. That's where I was like, I already been there. Okay, and
Right.
I would go back to the juvie over Agape any day. And like when I was 17 and a half, and they tried to restrain me for that last time, Bailey in the Learning Center.
Yeah.
I think you were in there, and they ripped up my test for no reason and tried to put me on the wall. And I was kind of cocky back then, like as I got older, because I knew I could take it. And they tried to restrain me, and I would take my sweatshirt off and my polo and wear my white shirt. I was kind of a
You'd be ready.
douchebag. Yeah, dude. And then I would like punch myself in the face because the madder you got, the less pain you felt. And you already knew like I was about to go through some pain, so I was just going to get myself pissed off. Well, I must have got way too mad at 17 and a half, and it was after all that crap, they tried to accuse me of cheating on a test, like an English test or something, and Leo tried to restrain me, and man, I lost it. Dude. I was like, I'm going to fucking kill one of you today. I'm done.
Yeah.
Like the fact that I had to come to the decision at 17 and a half to either go to prison or like kill, like because I killed somebody, or die myself, like that just shows you how bad the school was during our time. Like no 17-year-old should have to face that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Constant
Like,
duress.
Yeah, dude. And that was the last time they touched me. I mean, I guess they took me serious for once.
Yeah.
Well, no, Jackson tried to choke me out in the gym, but that was different. But
The thing is,
yeah, I mean,
there are other ways. Speaking to the parents whoever might be watching that have kids, there are other ways to deal with it. I mean, go to a licensed counselor.
yeah,
Spend time with your kids. Something.
Yeah.
Don't just ship them off and say, okay, I'll wash my hands
yeah.
and I'm done.
If your kid's
Right.
acting up, there's a reason why he's acting up, right?
Sure.
Most kids act up because they're not getting enough attention in the house, right? Take your kid out and go
Yeah.
fishing. Take your kid out and sit
You
down
gotta-
and actually talk to him.
Yeah,
Right.
and the thing is,
You gotta
Smoke the
think about-
weed, smoke the joint with your kid.
yeah, and the thing is, well, I don't know about that, Colton, but
In your it's okay if
I'm
it's in
just
your
saying,
I would rather
if
my
you're-
kid do it with me than with
it's in
somebody
your-
else.
yeah.
So
if you're in a
sit your
state,
ass
if you're, in
down.
Yeah.
if you're in a state where
Right?
it's legal, if you're in a state where it's legal, yes, okay,
Yeah.
I'll
Okay.
say that. But
I mean, you
you
might
know-
catch a citation in any other
yeah,
state.
you might
but,
catch a citation, but
but do something different, man.
yes,
Like,
and the thing is, going to a counselor or a licensed therapist or something that can actually help would probably cost less than sending your kid
yeah.
to this school. You know what I mean? And you
And-
get to
and-
and spend
yeah,
time
and
with
then
them.
you're-
Spend
yeah,
time with your
exactly.
kids, man. You know, be a role
And if you
model.
want to spend time with your kid after he's 18, right? Don't send him to Agape or a boarding school where he's gonna get fucked up all day. Because if you look at me and my parents' relationship, there ain't one. I don't even
Yeah.
like them. So like they made it worse for themselves, thinking they was gonna rescue me and adopt me, send my ass to a boarding school. Nah, man. Like
Yeah.
there's no connection there because of what they did and they denied. And then like what could a 12-year-old possibly do so bad to get sent there? Okay, yeah, I stole. Whatever. All
Right.
kids steal.
Yeah, but you have,
Right?
to understand,
Like-
you have to understand,
Because
Colton.
now he's out
that-
there like boosting cars.
yeah, you have to understand,
Right.
Colton, that a lot of these parents, yeah, some of the fault is on them, but some of them, they didn't know that this was going on there. That's the thing. Everything was
Right.
hush hush.
My parents
Nobody
did.
said it.
I
They
don't-
did.
I told him I went there twice. I told them older boys were getting beat up.
Oh, well, I'm
I
talking
don't-
about the first time.
You know
I'm
what?
talking
I
about
used
the
to
first time.
justify to my parents. I agree. I used to justify to my parents like, yeah, okay, whatever, blah blah. No, fuck that. They knew. Why else was some kids out? Why else was me and Jesse out there trying to start violence all the time? Like, we weren't just wanting to be beat up. It's because staff members were fucking kids like Bailey or ourselves or other kids. No, and we just decided we weren't going to be, kids. I mean,
Older
we're products
kids
of our
molesting
environment.
younger kids and it
something.
just getting pushed under the fucking rug.
Yeah,
Shit
dude.
like that. Like that's
Or-
absurd. I don't know who the
Or
fuck.
kids that would. Yeah.
If anything, I would contact the person that got molested, their parents, and be like, "Hey, pull your kid out, man. This shit just
Yeah,
happened.
exactly.
He needs to go."
Well, like you guys were
not just
saying.
sweep it under
Yeah,
the rug. And
But you didn't do nothing.
But like you guys were
Nothing.
saying, also, you had the staff doing the same thing, molesting people.
yeah,
Yep.
Where's
Yeah.
where's the
Well,
prosecution?
I always
Where's
tell
the
people
arrests?
Agape,
Yep. Yep.
there ain't none.
You know what?
I tell
It's-
people that when I talk about Agape now, like Agape made us violent.
Yep.
Agape 100% made us more violent
I didn't know how
because
to fight
they would tell us to go after.
until I went to
Yeah,
school.
They would tell us to go after the kids, to beat the gay out of the gay kids. And
Yep.
that ain't wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with that, or nothing wrong with people being gay. There's definitely something wrong with
Yeah.
people telling you to
Beat-
beat the crap out of these kids.
They
we
made that
used,
normal.
we used to watch staff members like it. We would get in trouble if we did not do something about kids being gay. Oh, he looked at another boy, go punch him in the face, or go put his face through the wall.
Yeah.
Like they would tell you to do that, or they would take us to the gym and make us fight each other. And if, say, I was fighting Bailey and he started somehow he was able to beat me up back then. He probably could beat me up now because the kid's like 7 foot.
No.
But back then, the staff members would beat the crap out of Bailey for being the underdog, winning. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
they made us violent. They made us do the.
and it wouldn't be in
by
front of
being
the
at
whole
school.
student body.
And,
it would be, when we're in Browntown.
No,
there's
no.
only a select.
They love.
That's why
they would
people
pull
know.
you out and fucking
Yep,
in the middle of the night
Yeah.
and just take you
bro.
wherever. Just do
Me
it right
and Jesse,
there.
me and Jesse can account for at least 5 or 6 times where they drug us out at nighttime and
Yeah.
beat the shit out of. No restraints. They beat the
Yeah.
shit out of us. Like,
Go ahead, Bailey. What were you
Stop.
because
saying?
I mean,
What were you saying,
because they
Bailey?
would knew like if the kids saw what they were. Yeah, go ahead.
Hold on, guys.
No,
Let's do
yeah,
it.
the main guy who watched the night graves was the next student. So it's fucking sickening to think that he was one of the main motherfuckers who would put hands on you at night. So I can't imagine. I can't. When I was a captain, I don't know if you guys remember this, but there was this Jamaican kid who was doing push-ups, right? And he was really upset. He was fucking missing his family or some shit like that. And Graves literally slapped him, and he's like, "I'm your daddy now," and smacks this fucking kid. And this kid starts
boy.
speaking in Jamaican. He's like, "You ain't my daddy B," and he's like, Graves smacks him again. I don't know if you guys were there for that. You remember who was that? Colton, were you there?
I wasn't there when you were red shirt, so I don't know.
Oh, that's right. But yeah, I don't. Yeah, literally just absolute brutal to make a point. And then because once these guys kind of left, there was really no, the big dogs kind of left, so it was more vulnerable. The fear was there was no one like uprising, like trying to help us out. So it was literally it was just take it, just take it. So like it just mellowed out, and Graves eventually because of the complaints of him at night, he no longer became the night. He wasn't the night person no more.
Yeah,
they gave it to Don and Lopesine, two elderly people who fucking slept the whole night, literally. You could throw Cheerios in their mouth while they're sleeping.
Yeah, that's who was in charge of Bucky Tucker when I first got there. Yeah. Shit, Don. Yeah.
Yeah. That was it. That's crazy, man. I roll off dorm before they built all that new shit. Moved in.
Yeah.
Man, that was just like when we would walk from the dining hall to roll off for Bucky Tucker down there, and that was about the only time we went outside. And that was like a relief, just like, okay, the day's over. Like, well, it's a little bit more chill in the dorm, depending on who your blue shirt was. But
the thing is, this Graves character, was he there when all the homosexual activity was going on? He just didn't do nothing about it, just slept through it, or what?
No, so I don't know. He was a different breed. I don't know. He definitely wouldn't let it slide. So I'm not sure. He was the type of guy to where he would army crawl underneath your bed, right? And be chilling underneath your bed while you're sleeping, waiting for you to fuck up or like if you wanted to jack off. This man would be underneath your bed, pop his head out and fucking smack you in the forehead. Push the ground. And we would always make fun of him that way because that's what he would do. He'd be like, push the ground. So with him, I don't know. I honestly don't know. He was a weird.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Bailey, that sounds kind of weird if he's army crawling under the bed and the guy pulls out his dick and tries to jack off. I thought maybe he was just gonna go up there and just probably try to help you or something.
Yeah, literally, it was creepy because we would all like you would see it. I don't know.
Maybe I don't know.
He was something else.
That is creepy, man. That is creepy.
We used to see it, like we watching him. He'd be like an alpha company, like crawling down the underneath the beds. I mean, I don't know. I never had any issues with Gray. I know other people did. He was in the dorm most of the time, so usually I saw him for an hour and went to sleep.
Yeah, no one. Yeah.
Something else, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, anything else, Bailey? Like, you got anything else? Any other stories or anything that sticks out to you?
Yeah, we got about
from your time there.
We got about 8 more minutes.
8 more minutes.
Yeah.
Honestly,
how's life after Agape, bro?
Bro. That's the one thing that hurt me. It was a little different for me because I spent a long time there. That place set me back, man. It fucking set me back. I didn't know how to talk to a girl. I didn't have a driver's license at 18. I was 18 in a 13-year-old body. Agape didn't teach me anything in the world. I came out. I luckily was able to get out. I honestly didn't think I was ever going to leave that place because I didn't have anybody. I thought I was stuck there. But luckily, when I graduated, I was able to get out and come back to Washington State. And I was crippled. I didn't know anything about taxes, insurance on a car. It's going to sound silly, but these guys will know. I didn't know you had to have insurance for a car if you didn't own it. So like there was a lot of little things in my life that completely were screwed. I don't know. Like I struggle with it today. I don't know. Growing up with all those guys, I don't know. I don't show affection well. I'm terrible at showing that kind of thing. I grew up with guys, a bunch of my peers. So I struggle with my family relationship now. I don't know what a real family even is, how to love, what to look for in a woman, right? Because they teach you not to fucking even look at one. but you're supposed to just magically find one through the Bible, I guess.
Yeah, I found myself loving prostitutes.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? So for me, even how to cook a meal, they don't
Get
know
out
how
the
to,
way.
like, I don't know, like,
Yeah, there's no skills, huh?
no skills.
start
Like
over.
it set me back. I had to learn. It took me 3 years in the world to catch back up. Honestly, a job, my credits, like, so I graduated,
Right.
but none of that fucking matters. Like, it's literally,
It's
what doesn't
unaccredited.
mean anything.
Unaccredited. Yep.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything. So for me to try to go to like a decent college and pay, I can't support myself. I don't have a trade because all the stuff I learned at Agape isn't accredited. All of the sheetrock, the tiling, all the stuff that we built there, we learned. We don't get, like, we can't tell our company, hey, call this school. We did it there, like, there's no credit for nothing. It's literally like being stuck in a cold time warm zone and just being stuck there. And then when you get out, it's like you're back right where you started. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
literally.
Well, I'm sure there's some
Culture shock for sure.
Culture shock. Yeah.
I'm sure there's some big boned bearded ladies out there in America that would be proud to show you the ropes, Bailey.
I've almost come to that point.
Hey, Bailey, go ahead. Give your shout out real quick. Whoever's watching this podcast, Bailey's looking for a nice woman.
I got money. I got it all. Just come on down.
He's about 6'2", 6'3".
No, hey, don't play
fella.
with me. I'm a good 5'10". Don't do that to me.
We put heels on. He's 6'3".
No, I might have Colton come get me out to work in them oil fields.
Yeah, hey, Colton, what happened? You gained hella weight, boy.
Yeah.
Bro, man, I broke a back.
Eating good.
Man, injured. I've been eating good, bro. Eating real good. So, but
No,
that's good.
I got a little fat.
I love seeing how successful you guys have become.
Isn't that something? Because
man,
we're all in there looking
technically
at each
we
other,
should be dead and in prison. So,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Exactly. That's all I've been told my whole life.
Homeless, you feel me?
Yeah, my whole life. That's what I've been told. But being in that school and all of us talking about, getting out on the outs and talking, and it seemed so surreal that we ever even get out of there at the time,
Right? Hey, because none of this social media was even really into play.
Yeah.
Like you had to like remember a phone number, put it in your Bible under a verse somewhere. Then you had to remember where that verse was.
Yeah.
Hide it and then take your Bible home with you. You got all these fucking phone numbers in your Bible.
When I got sent to Agape, the Razor, remember the Razor phone was like the poppin' phone. It was big. I came out and you can touch your phone and move shit now. And
yeah.
I'm like, I literally didn't know I was like, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Like, literally, it was crazy. There was
crazy.
No, you're cut off.
Hey, Anthony Moses, rest in peace. He snuck an iPod and a PlayStation PSP in.
PSP,
and I remember listening to the iPod during school, the headphones through my sleeve, just sitting there like this. Because it was so cool, man. I never heard none of this new music before. T.I., whatever you like. That was the first song. Yeah. I was jazzed, bro.
Nah.
Like, it was amazing just to even have something like that in there.
Damn.
I feel like that's why we appreciate the little things in life now. It's because we had nothing, So for me to go to Chili's and have a good meal,
right?
I mean, I enjoy it immensely because we just didn't have it,
It's
I tend to like to
still
buy
eat
the
hella
nicest
fast,
things now.
but I enjoy my shit. I don't know why. I still have that problem. I fucking gotta.
Bro, me too.
It's honestly fucked up that the good things that we got
eat
from
a 6-course
Agape,
meal.
It's fucked up that the good things we got from Agape came from the turmoil from there. Right?
Yeah.
Isn't that fucked up? Like, straight
I
up.
agree.
Like, that's literally it.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
But we're all doing good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're alive.
Yeah, definitely. I got a little.
We're success stories in our own way. So.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yep. So.
Definitely.
Yep.
All right, guys.
Anyways.
Yeah.
I think we gotta cut it short. Jason's got to go,
but no. Well, it's been an hour and a half. The attention span of some people.
We ain't cutting it short.
We're not cutting it short.
That's true. Now we kept it moving. They'll be all right.
But I'm glad to be presenting these podcasts out so people can actually, listen to some of you guys.
Hey, we appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm glad you
You
like
know.
literally.
And
I
I
can
like
imagine.
watching them. I subscribe to your channel, so every time a new podcast comes up, I get the notification on my phone. It could be fucking 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay,
listen
I'm
to all of
clicking
them.
on it, kind of
Right.
watching it, listening to it with my eyes still closed, lightweight. But man.
But one thing
Yeah,
I
Well,
want
and
to
I'll
your
do that
pod-
when I get off.
Your
here. I'll
podcast is
subscribe.
growing.
yeah. And one thing I have to say though, we all have schedules and things that we're doing out of this. I don't just do this. I have 2 other jobs that I do. So it takes time, and I don't mind it. I have a lot of fun doing this stuff. But for anybody out there who wants to come on, if you're going to come on, then come on. Don't tell me you're going to come on one day and then an hour before
Exactly.
the podcast, all of a sudden you don't show up. I try to call you or text you and you don't text back. I mean, now you just
That's
wasted
fucked up.
everybody's time. And
That's
I'm
fucked
not
up,
saying it out of meanness. I'm just saying if you want to do this,
Ye-
I will do it.
Oh, I'm saying it
I-
out of meanness.
I'm saying
Don't
out of
do that
meanness.
shit to
Yep.
Jason. Don't
That's
do that shit
bullshit.
to Jason.
That's
That's
bullshit.
fucked up. He takes a lot of time to put this
Share our
stuff
stories.
together. Like he said, he's got 2 jobs and he's got a family to take care of also.
Sure.
So yeah, if you're gonna do it, stick to it.
Yeah,
I do,
Brother Jay over here is coming through.
I mean, I do an acoustic show where I'm making $100 an hour. So
Woo!
Yeah,
how can you I can't give that up. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
exactly.
So
But we do appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't thank you
From the
enough.
22 followers,
Yeah.
22 followers you have to your 1,200 now. So
yeah, I mean,
We like it.
Like I said, I don't mind doing it, and I would gladly. I mean, whatever it is. I mean, I've had people call me, "Hey, I want to talk about Bigfoot." Hey, come on, we have the time, whatever.
Yeah.
I want to talk about UFOs. Great, let's get it. Let's get it scheduled. But like I said, we're adults. Yes, we have responsibilities, and the thing is, if something comes up, which is perfectly understandable, let me know. Text me, say, hey, something happened. I got to go to the hospital or something. I can't do
Right.
it. Great, fine. We can reschedule it. No big deal. But to just
just don't be a no call, no show.
no call, no show. I mean, right now it's coming to the point where you get one shot. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I really hate to do that because I'm sure a lot of people really want to come on, but we gotta somehow we gotta fix it. And
I agree. And
So-
to all of our other brothers out there, man, by all means, come on. We like hearing y'all's story. We be
Yes.
listening to them as soon as they come out.
yes,
Definitely.
and I've had a wonderful time doing this. You know what I mean? I have no
Yep.
regrets at all. So,
And if you don't want to go on with by yourself, invite somebody. That's
Sure.
that's what we did with Bailey.
Yeah.
sure, yeah,
Yeah,
little
we'll come
talk
on.
session.
We'll listen to you.
yeah.
Exactly.
I mean,
So-
you guys are on the Agape
Perfect.
homies. Hey, I want to
Yes.
come. I want to come on the podcast. Can somebody come on with me? I'm sure any number of guys would want to come on and support you.
Oh, yeah.
That's not a problem.
Especially because, some of us we're so close with each other and we ain't seen each other in 10 years,
yeah,
But it's just
Yeah.
like we never missed a beat. So,
yeah, definitely. So I just had to get that out there just to make sure that it's clear to everybody. Because like I said, everybody has their own lives, and I understand that. But responsibility, you got to take it.
Yep.
So
Definitely.
Yep.
But anyway, guys, thanks for coming on. Colton, Jesse, Bailey, thank you very much.
Sir.
We appreciate it.
Thank you so much for listening.
You're welcome. Stay on the line for a few seconds. I need to talk to you three. So
Okay.
I want to thank everybody for watching. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Like Colton said, the channel is growing. It's getting bigger by the day. And like I said, if you want to, I have a PayPal. If you want to throw a donation my way, can I help out, support the channel that way? I have no problems with that. Equipment costs money, so we got to get it somehow, right? So for the Hammer Podcast, I'm Jason. Take care of yourself. You take care of each other. We'll see you next time, okay?